Hello everyone, and now welcome to game 2 in the series between Empire's BratOK and Dimaga. Go ahead and swap the colors, as for some reason, sometimes Blizzard's... Oh, wow, I really feel like I need to sneeze all of a sudden. Sneeze blocking for the win, as it now starts to stumble me up a bit. Alright, BratOK spawning as the yellow Terran on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, the red Zerg Dimaga spawning here on the bottom right-hand side of the map of Ohana. Ohana, one of those maps that Zerg players generally like, having two easy paths of being able to get up and down the map, also having the option to expand for a fourth base to the right and to the left, makes it very difficult for Terran players and Protoss players to really stop both. Alright, what is this? This is a new Overlord. Alright, so that new Overlord has like a little bit of an extra growth on its back. Haven't quite seen this Overlord before. But yeah, perhaps Dimaga's at his level 30 rank gets to unlock additional skins, and that Overlord still looks like an Overlord. It just looks like it has more chimneys coming out of its head in addition to the roof. Alright, coming back here, SCV. Barracks now being placed down. We are going into a refinery, and this refinery timing is once more slightly faster. It was more of a 12 SCV or 12 refinery than a 13. And then the timing on this should be that the barracks is done, wait a little while, train that first Reaper, and do that starting scouting. I really like this play. I really feel that Terran players, they already suffer a lot from being forced to, have their SCVs take care of a building in order to build it, and then lose out on some mining time. Yes, I know Zerg players have it even worse, where they even have to sacrifice the entire building itself. But in the same way, the most common building for Terran is supply depots, and Zerg just uses larva there. So a little bit of a give and take, and also extractors only cost 25 minerals and a drone. So there is already a little bit of balancing there. Okay, supply depot, SCV, finishing off this front door. We are going into that early Reaper, followed by those Marines, and it is going to be a little bit of a defensive game. We haven't seen BratOK really go Widow Mines in game one, and because of that, he really couldn't contain Dimaga. However, though, most Zerg players now know that you have one early Zergling to try and activate any Widow Mines, and then you bring in the rest of the Zerglings behind it, so that Widow Mine one shot wonder, as we are going to see the Marine try to make its way over and take down this Overlord. No, it is not even going to bother shooting that balloon. That balloon is going to be able to fly away with absolutely no problem whatsoever. This is a reactor factory expand. We'll see if it is going to be Widow Mines or if it is going to be Hellions. Oh, the Reaper needs to be very careful. Wow, able to move and get away in time. You can see that it is regenerating hit points outside of combat. There is a Queen, though. The Queen gets off one easy dart, and the Reaper now back down. So that early Reaper is a very, very heavy gas investment. But as long as you can keep the Reaper alive up until, say, even the 7 or 8 minute mark, you know a fair amount of information from your opponent. If the Zerglings start running down and chasing down that Reaper, you at least know that, hey, metabolic boost has been researched, and I know that my Hellions are going to have a little bit more of a difficult time. Meanwhile, the command center is going to be completed here. It doesn't look like BratOK is going into a third command center like he did in the previous game. Meanwhile, Dimaga getting supply blocked for a little bit, now sitting at 36 over 44, and now finally training up some additional drones. A little bit of a slip up there for him, as there is now only an 8 supply discrepancy, 28 drones versus 22 SCVs. That one mule will make a significant difference in catching up in that overall economic game. Coming back around, Reaper now looks to perhaps get a little bit of harassment in. Doesn't get any real kills yet, and that Reaper is still just there for scouting. I believe oh, what is this? Blue Flame Hellion. This is not something you see every day. Blue Flame Hellion now being researched. And with Blue Flame Hellion, that does cause a bit of problems. Oh, Hellions coming back around, though. getting off some easy torching. And what is this? 4 Hellions and a Reaper walk into a Zerg base, and they are going to try and have a drone barbecue here. Oh, taking down 2 quick creep tumors, and that is going to slow down Dimaga's creep spread significantly. All right, that was a huge play, as we are now going into Infernal Pre-Igniters, and the addition of that Reaper will really help out the amount of drones that these Hellions can take down. The Reaper does fire significantly faster, 1.1, so it can fire 2 shots in the time that it takes a Hellion to fire 1, and with that, and the Reaper can just focus down and chase after the units a little bit faster. We are going to see, oh, the Hellions now backing away once more. It looks like Blue Flame Tech just got finished, and this is going to be quite a surprise for the units. There you go. There is Blue Flame, and the Queen, oh, gonna get Starburst to death. It does even lose there as another Queen now coming in. And is this gonna be enough? The drones, the Zerglings, all the units are engaging, and this is not gonna be good for those Zerglings at all. Dimaga was not expecting classic Blue Flame, as the Zerglings are now just torching and getting run over fairly quickly. Zerglings getting 2-shot as the Queen, and now just trying to focus down more units. The Zerglings are getting trained, but that is a heavy drone loss, as well as the Zerglings are continuing to fight. Are we going to get even more Zergling kills? Yes, it looks like it, as more Zerglings are being hatched. All right, there we go. We can see 6 workers killed. A lot of drones are falling as well. Is it going to be enough? Yes, another worker gets taken down. 8 workers killed there. But a lot more Zerglings were taken down, and the reason why we have an SCV advantage for Terran is mainly because a lot of Zerglings were forced to be trained. 20 Zerglings on the field, in addition to the number of Zerglings we saw killed, is more than 15 to 20 drones at this point. All right, double factory now coming in. Double armory as follow-up as well. So we are going to be going very heavy into mech play by BratOK this time around. And will we be seeing reactor or Hellions and then Hellbats in addition to siege tanks and Thors? Thors will be the key unit, as the Spire is now down. Did BratOK spot that Spire? No, he did not. And it is going to be up to him to realize that he, in fact, needs Thors in order to fight back. All right, engineering bay is being placed down. The only thing that you would build an engineering bay for at this point is for the missile turret, so perhaps he is expecting Mutalisk to be coming in. There is an Overlord there spewing creep. Always so annoying for Terran players and Protoss players alike, saying, you know what, I can't land my building because, well, this one particular Overlord is having some bowel movement issues. Okay, let's take a look. Missile turrets are being placed down, and rocks are going to get taken down as well. You can see the Hellbat. A Hellbat does so much more damage. It attacks faster, and it does more damage versus light and even non-armored units as well. That's going to be a significant increase. Are we going into Mutalisk? That is the question, as Dimaga is currently out of luck right now. A fourth command center being placed down. This may actually end up being a planetary fortress to try and choke things up a bit. Let's see. Hellions are now looking to back away. You can see that the servo reactors, Hellbat mode, it has not been researched. So without that, without those servos, those Hellions will stay as Hellions, those Hellbats will stay as Hellbats, and they will not be able to transform to and fro. Let's take a look. Hellions now looking to reposition themselves. Are these Hellions going to perhaps make their way in and get off some drone kills? Oh, there are some Zerglings there, and the damage is going to be increasing. Let's take a look. More and more Zerglings getting taken down. Oh, they need to back away. This is not looking good. They're all going to get picked apart. Only 2 drones left, and what's that? Only 1 or 2 drone kills there off of 4 Hellions. Not that great of a play, as we are now going into some Thors. So Thors now being trained in triple, perhaps noticing the Mutalisks that are out on the field and going, you know what? I definitely need those Thors. Without Thors, I am in trouble. Level 1 weapons upgrade has been completed. They really need to get to level 2 in order to 2-shot Mutalisks. And there we have it now. All right, this is going to be a little bit risky. Missile turrets are being added all across the map. 1 Hellion going up against roaches, that's not going to turn out well, as we still see Zerglings in the middle of the field. Mutalisk are now making their way across the field. 10 Mutalisk. With very decent regeneration. And where are those Thors going? If those Thors actually catch the Mutalisk in time, that is going to be a huge, huge hit. And there you go. The Thors just absolutely burning through so many Mutalisks already. And that was a heavy, heavy loss. All right, those Mutalisks going to try to back away, try to get away from there. Is it going to be able to do anything? Another round, and did the missile turret get off a kill? No. Did the Thor get a kill? No, but enough damage was dealt. Those Mutalisks, however, do regenerate pretty quickly and will be able to get back into the green in about 240 seconds. I think it's 240 seconds. It's half a hit point a second. No, it's actually 1 hit point a second. So 120 seconds later, all of these Mutalisks will be back in the green, and that is looking very strong. In Vipers now being added, we are going into a Greater Spire, and this is all potentially game-changing. Ultralisk Cavern also coming in as well, so we are going to see both sides of the Zerg Tier 3. Thors, Hellbats, no Ghost. It really feels like Ghosts have fallen out of favor as of late, as Siege Tanks are upgraded 1-1, soon to be 2-2. And we are now going into double starports. So double starports for perhaps double Vikings and quad, double training on those Vikings for quad Viking training. That is going to be huge, as the Hellbats are going to torch any Zerglings that try to make their way in. All right, missile turrets, only one. This is not going to be enough. Only one missile turret here. You can see, 2 missile turrets as the damage is being dealt. SCVs, are they going to be able to repair it in time? Yes, it looks like it is going to repair in time, and this is huge. All right, so many units, so many missile turrets getting taken down here. The SCVs are just constantly repairing the missile. The Mutalisks are falling here. Meanwhile, an easy A move attack by BratOK to clean up this expansion. All right, the missile turret still dealing damage, taking down many Mutalisks. And I'm not sure who lost more, though, but you can see that BratOK does have a lot of command centers, and he's just going to be able to push forward here. Banelings, able to melt through. Siege Tanks now trying to come in, as the Zerglings have survived. All right, Dimaga, Vipers, are we going to get more Hellbats? I believe that's really what we need now, as the Zerglings are not going to be able to do much of anything. All right, no more Hellbats. You can see some drones, Siege Tanks getting off some easy shots there. Another Siege Tank blast coming in. These Siege Tanks need to come back closer. They cannot be sitting from that location that far away, as we are now taking down more units. Ultralisk now coming in as well. The Ultralisk Zerglings may try to flank in from the far side. What is BratOK doing with all of his production? He is training up more Siege Tanks. Siege Tanks getting caught in midfield. The Hellbats, though, able to torch many of those Zerglings once more. All right. Okay, Siege Tanks. The cloud, the blinding cloud, dealing so much damage, but the Ultralisk getting caught there, and the Siege Tanks unable to engage whatsoever. They need to perhaps get out of siege mode and start firing up onto the high ground. There you have it, the Siege Tanks out of siege mode, doing terrible damage, and dealing enough damage. In fact, we can see now the Javelin missile launchers doing their thing. All right, Viper now in a desperation move, sucking the life away from a hatchery. Siege Tanks now in siege mode will be able to destroy more here and perhaps take down the evolution chamber. It looks as though BratOK is replenishing his forces rather quickly. And what is going to be the follow-up play? There are a lot of Zerglings. I don't see enough Hellbats. No Hellbats now making their way off to this base here. And with that, Dimaga is not going to be able to defend it in time. Vikings are now in the air as well, hunting overlords. It is overlord season in the land of Ohana, and this hatchery will be falling. Zerglings cleaning up the rest of the siege tanks after, I believe, no blinding cloud. But what is happening here? Corruptors versus Vikings. But there are simply too many Vikings, as we now see some siege tanks. Are they going to siege here and engage? The Hellbats are really the key to this army, and the Zerglings quickly going to get torched around. But is enough of those Hellbats going to deal and take down those Zerglings? All right, we can see the high impact payloads for those Punisher cannons instead, as they are expecting more and more overlords to get shot down. Here we go. The Hellions or the Hellbats trying to engage. A quick torch there, and there you have it. More engaging again. More siphoning, and a Viper. It looks like it will get taken down. The Hellbats finishing off those Zerglings, and this is exactly the counter that Terran was looking for to deal with. So many melee light units, all those Zerglings not really standing much of a chance. Down goes the hatchery, and what is going to be the follow-up play? Whoa, Ultralisk popping out of an egg, and this was huge. 6 Ultralisks joining the field just in time. Dimaga will be able to hold or push back this attack there as the Ultralisks clean up. Nicely done, but Dimaga doesn't have enough to follow up with the remaining siege tanks. This is such a large group of units. Ultralisks with 6 armor, but the siege tanks dealing 34 damage per attack and attacking fairly quickly, almost as fast as a stimmed Marauder. And you can see how much damage is being dealt there. Alright, the siege tanks perhaps should be focusing on those Ultralisks one at a time. If you focus on the Ultralisks, their splash damage is pretty much mitigated as Dimaga loses game 2 as we now go into game 3. We are all tied up at 1 game apiece. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.